good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are watching this. So first of all, let's just get it out of the way. Can't do anything about the birds up in the tree, and I can't do anything about the feral neighbours that you might hear shouting and screaming in a few minutes. Probably will hear them. Anyway, let's crack on. People wanted to see a comparison really between the subframes, so I thought I'd get them both out and we can have a quick look. So I'll take you off the tripod and we will go through the frames side by side so we can identify what's the same, what's different, and see what people think. So as most people know, this is a standard mini subframe. They're all the same apart from auto to manual anyway. So what is these two side by side, obviously opposite ends, but as you can see it will take, don't pay attention too much to the height, they are at different levels, but yeah, so you've got the tower still, so I still can utilise that, still to utilise the cone inside there, space for the top arm, with that welded in there. That's strange, isn't it? Because the travel, yeah, because obviously this is the pivot point, isn't it? So it's not going to go any further than that, so we'll just have to watch that. We'll try and get that out of there and switch it for my new ones down there somewhere. And same with, so this is where it gets a bit strange, bottom arms. If you look there and you look there, they are very different. So I believe I can still use the same bottom arms, but obviously I'm going to have to use a different bolt to mount them. And then from the bottom arms, he's going to come through, and you can see the tie arm there. Again, I'm not sure if that's going to be in similar position or not, but yeah, that looks quite interesting. Here's something I didn't notice, which I was going to do anyway. I was going to make this front panel removable, and as you can see there, it is removable. That's absolutely great, because that means access to getting manifolds in and out and things like that is going to be really easy. So as you can see, it's slightly different this side to that side there. And then if we go to the back of the frames, you can see the difference. Now the hole here is mainly for the gearbox bell housing, things like that, and then like I say, it picks up on the original mounting points on the floor. I'm really impressed with this. I can't tell you how much I'm impressed with that. That's really thick, whereas on there you have nothing, and then obviously you've got the bar welded across the back there, and you've got no bar between the turrets there. So then we'll go on to mounting. So let me just get the other two mounts and we can have a look at them. So I've not bothered getting the gearbox mount. It is more or less the same as that there. So it's still mounted on the gearbox, so I'll take that off at a later stage. It's right at the back of the garage. So yes, you've got a mount there for the front of the engine. You've got a mount there for the front of the box, and then a mount there between the box and the engine. So yeah, I'm fairly happy. Again, you can see, just going back onto this, that is more or less the same as the other side. Oh look, there you go. I'm learning stuff about this myself every day. That looks like it utilises the same bottom arm setup as that side over there that you can see, but yet this side, as I showed you, is completely different. So we're going to have to do some measuring here to make sure that it's not going to be bent. But as for quality of welding, I'm very happy with how it's welded. It looks like that someone's done a very good job. So yeah, that's more or less. Let me just put you back on the tripod. So yeah, so that's more or less the shut up. That's more or less the two frames there, basically. I have gone out to Mini Sport and I have purchased a UNF cone compressor, because many years ago I won a competition from Cole and I won his cones that hadn't been on his car very long, and as you can see, quite hefty, but my metric does not fit. So I had to go and get a UNF one. So I purchased that. Oh yeah, and for my Scottish boys, I want Iron Brew today. Also from Mini Sport, I got 2 new tower bolts, just because mine were tired, and not much you can see in there, but pinch bolt for the steering column to rack, and 2 bolts that bolt the pedal box to the toe board. That's more or less it. It's not a massive exciting update. I'm in 2 minds of what I'm going to do with when it comes to the engine. Bought a boroscope to have a look down. I really don't want to take the head off. I sort of like want to run what you've run. So I bought some service parts for it. I've also bought a clutch and a release bearing. Bought a clutch release bearing, bought magnetic sump plug, spark plugs, HT leads, and an oil filter. A rocker cover gasket because it doesn't have one on. And I'll be going to my bolt guy, hopefully Monday I think is open, to get some rocker cover bolts and some gearbox bolts. So yeah, that's more or less it. So in the next episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip this down, and I'm going to put it all on this, and I'll do one side off camera and I'll do one side on camera. So, oh, sorry, that Iron Brew keeps repeating on me. Just to say, look, ours isn't the extra, boys. We get the proper stuff down here. Yeah, we don't get no. It's made in Glasgow. But I think, speaking to a few of you Scottish, you can't get this anymore, so unlucky lads. So yeah, so I think that's going to be it really for this episode. It's not a massive episode, just a few people were interested in the frame. Just on another note though, a lot of the frames you'll see, Allspeed and other people that make the frames, they have bars that seem to come down from here to the front of the frame. Now, I like that idea. I think obviously it's more structure, but I also think that their frames are a lot more lightweight than mine. That's very heavily built. It's a proper piece of kit, and if you look at the mini subframe, it doesn't seem to have any of that. The only thing that makes me slightly concerned is the fact that I don't have this section here. That may be a concern, and obviously with that bottom arm as well. So we might have to look into that, even if we just had a brace bar from one side. It will be it's going to have a flip front on it anyway, so it will have brace bars coming down to the front anyway. So there's a couple of things to play with there. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great day.